Hari Om. We have come to the second adhyaya, the ninth and the 10th mantra, and this is the end of Arjuna's soliloquy, or Arjuna's arguments are going to end now. All along, it's been Arjuna that is describing, narrating what is happening to him, what he thinks of the situation, what he thinks of the solution also. Not only that he communicates the solution, but intends to act on the solution also. Simultaneously admits that he is confused also. He also feels that I am sure what I am doing. So overall, the picture given by Arjuna goes very parallel to the situation that a mortal goes through. But there is a difference between the situation we face and the situation that Arjuna is facing. So there are three aspects to the situation. One who is facing a situation, but the situation that he's facing is not worth thinking. Second, there is a situation that one is facing which deserves a lot of thinking. And third, there is a situation where no adversities are there. So a mortal, extraordinary mortal, and the immortal, these are the three different aspects of the situation. Arjuna doesn't fall into the category of mortal. He is an extraordinary mortal talking to immortal about his issues. So that is why his elaboration of the issue has been given so much of scope in Bhagavad Gita, so that first of all we understand that what questions we should be facing. Dukkham is an inevitable part of our life. The question is the type of grief or despondency or the vishad that Arjuna has. Do we ever come to that point? Because only when an extraordinary mortal like Arjuna faces extraordinary situation like this, and then comes to a Vishadanta, he becomes Vishadanta, he suffers from that kind of despondency, then the Lord addresses it, otherwise he doesn't. That means to redress the situation, one has to have a situation that warrants the redressal. The problem with us is, the mortals is, that the situation is requires some amount of thinking, so that you can perhaps move towards the causative part of it. That never happens with us. That's why while summing up in the last two mantras, the seventh and the eighth, the Arjuna has come to the point of summing up the situation. He says, Karpanya dosha apahata subhava. Miserly weakness I'm afflicted with. He has completely admitted to the Lord that, Lord, I have nothing left with me. More to think, more to defend, more to search, more to fathom. There is nothing. So akarpanya dosha apahat swabhava. My swabhava, my mind now is in a completely different state. So now I have taken one recourse. Whenever a mind gets into this kind of situation, all I know is shishya asteya. I'm a disciple now. I'm not going to now anymore argue. Enough. I've done my part. My role has been done. I'm ready to receive now. And to receive, one has to become a shishya. So I have become shishya. And for that, what I have done? Aham tvam prapannam. Prapannam. I have surrendered to you. What is a surrender? Surrender is complete negation of one's own existence. That it's an empty pot now. Lord, I have cleaned myself. My vessel is now empty. Please fill it up with your advice. Let the nectar flow into that particular vessel, which has been qualified, beautifully cleaned, out of the vishad that I am facing. And then now he's saying the last request that he makes it, Yat Shreyam Bruhitat. Preyam I know. Arjuna says, Lord, prayers, I am already into the world of prayers. My problem is I am not able to find out what is Shreyas for. Options are galloring, but they're all in prayers. What amongst these prayers, what is Shreyas for me? I am not able to understand. The same Kathopanishad says, Anyat Shreyaha, Anyat Ut Eva, Preyasa, Te Ubhe Nanarthe Sinite. A wise man is always confronting two questions, Shreyas and the prayers. And they sue the life of a sadhaka. Sinite, you're almost stitched these two problems. One is priya, one is apriya in the short term, but beneficial in the long term. So which one is prayas and which one is shreyas is the question that he's facing. So condition of his own, in his own words, he's describing karpanya dosh apahata svabhava. Then he says how to behave in such situation, what morals to hold to. That I don't know. Why I'm deluded about it. I'm dharma sammudha chetasa. My chetana is now not giving me any clue to what is dharma. That is why I have become your disciple. Shishya astetaham. Tvam prapannam. I am surrendered to you. Now you tell me yat shreyam tat bruhi. This much has to happen to come to the stage when Lord will descend to guide us. Till then, he says, carry on. You seem to be very proud of what you're doing. In fact, you have started lording over me. मैंने बनाया, मैंने किया, मैं क्या क्या करता हूँ, हमने कितने पापड़ बेले हैं. The Lord says, doesn't matter. I don't need to come to you because you are more Lord than me. So if we want the Lord to come to us, we need to understand two aspects what the extraordinary mortal Arjuna was talking. Indriyanam shokam nahi uchchoshanam. In the last mantra, 8th mantra, he says, Indriyanam shokanam nahi uchchoshanam. There is no way I can end the shok of Indriyas. Shok of Indriyas. In other words, the life is nothing else but the shok of Indriyas. Sensuous approach to the life is the only thing that creates a shok in us. And such shok cannot be done away with Suranam apicha adhipatyam avapyam. Even if I become the Lord and King of the entire world, Alexander, Ashoka the Great, Akbar the Great, Peter the Great, Louis the Great, whatever, they are not the great because Suranam apicha adhipatyam avapyam indriyanam shokam nahi uchchosanam. And Arjuna is not talking, can you tell me which arrow I should be using so that I can kill Bhishma? No, that is not the question. Those are minor details. The main issue is, whatever I am doing, my action, my karma, my karya, is it going to end the shok of my senses? Can I become Indriya Sanyata? Can I be the conqueror of the senses? Because conqueror of the senses is the king of the world. चाह मिटी चिंता मिटी मनवा बेपरवाह जन को कछु नहीं चाहिए वही शहंशाह. Doesn't want anything. Niricha. Why niricha? Indriyas are a subsidiary. Yesterday I was reading about Gurudeva. Gurudeva gave a Rolex watch to somebody as a gift. He must have got it from somewhere. He gave it to somebody as a gift. What was his attitude towards that watch? Something. Some people say that this is so valuable, so important. For Gurudeva, it was a piece of a metal. It came from one end and went to the other end. Because he knew that the possession of that watch, howsoever precious it may be in the world, is not going to give Indriyanam Shokam Uchchoshanam. With this kind of background, now the 9th and 10th mantra has come. This is the concluding final key that has been given now. And henceforth, The extraordinary mortal Arjuna is going to keep quiet. And the Lord is speaketh. Lord speaketh the truth. So now stage has been set. A stage of the mind has been set. Stage of intellect has been set as a perfect receiver of God's knowledge coming from God's mouth. The ears are tuned. Mental attitude is precisely the one that is required for the Shishyam. And then two mantras are there given to Sanjaya. The mediator has got two mantras here. The beauty of these two, while reading with Gurudeva, under Adhipatya of Gurudeva, there is a different pleasure associated with 9th and 10th mantra. In the 9th mantra and the 10th mantra, we see what is called a spiritual or jugalbandi. There is a jugalbandi in music between the singer and the tabla player, between two tabla players, between the violin and the tabla player. Jugalbandi, yugalbandi, yugal. Both when they excel and they try to show their excellence, then it gives a different rasam, anandam. That anandam is today there in 9th and 10th mantra, which we all should share. In the 9th mantra, Sanjay has scored the first point by the most beautiful verse that he has written in a mellifluous manner, with the kind of upama that he has taken, giving the names to Arjuna and Krishna and juxtaposing them, creating virodhabhasa alankara simultaneously. He has excelled, saying that how in two lines I can excel in giving things, which Gurudev gladly has appreciated. It's like saying, good, what a job you have done. But when it comes to the 10th mantra, in the explanation of 10th mantra, Gurudeva has given his side. He has returned back to Sanjaya, his own mellifluous alankarika bhasha, back to the Sanjaya. So this is the Jugalbandi. It is spiritual Jugalbandi. That is what is worth enjoying in these two mantras. In the first mantra, Sanjaya says, Evam uktva Rushikesha Gudakesha Parantapa Na yotsam iti Govindam uktva tushnim babhuvaha. Rushikesha Govinda on one side versus Gudakesha Parantapa on the other side. Gudakesha is also not a ordinary mortal, extraordinary mortal. Gudakesha is a slayer of sleep and the swoon. So Rishi beautifully explained all the words from the etymological point of view. So we all know now how the words have come. So this Gudak Ishaha, the one who lords over the swoon, sleep, nidra. This nidra, swoon, by Lakshanartha means the Maya, the delusion, induces in us a kind of a swoon where we sleep. We sleep to the truth and we feel we are aware to the world. You can either be aware to the world and oblivious of the truth, or you can be aware of the truth and sleep in the world. नींद कहे में सबसे भारी, एक हाथ मुदगल एक हाथ फांसी, बैरन नींद कहां से आई? Kabir Maharaj says, from where this sleep has come? The swoon, but the one who has conquered that means he is not a tamoguni or a rajogunatmak Arjuna. He has a sattvika in him, admitted that he is Vishidantam. He has got Vishada, he has got despondency, agreed. But that is not normal or a common despondency of our type. Arjuna is not worried about how many children he will have, whether they will get admission to all the colleges. Those are not the Vishadantam. Here it is different thing. It is a direct question. Indriyanam Shokam Uchoshanam. He is talking about senses. He knows that it is the senses that are creating the problem. And he has tried his level best to get the solution out of it. That is why he says, Ki Karpanya dosha apahata subhava. I've tried. This intellect is not working anymore. So this Godakesha and slayer of the foes, physical and psychological, both the enemies have been destroyed to a great extent by Arjuna. So he's a Parantapaha. He is Tapa. Tapa again is heat, ojas. With the tapam that he had done, tapam is dedication to the dharma that he had so far, the purity of heart that he has practiced so far, the vikshep rahita avastha that he has practiced so far, all that has already got him a title of Parantapaha. So ordinary foes are not disturbing him anymore. His issue is not the drona in front of him. His issue is not which bana to use. He is coming to the samam bonam, the main issue, the fundamental aspect. I will kill them, they will kill me. That he's not interested in the details. He said, should I be doing it? Me and my role in this world. That is the fundamental question. And more fundamental than what he's asking is, who am I? Ramana Maharshi's fundamental question, Nan Yar, who am I, is the question that he is facing. And that is why looking at the type of question that is coming, the weight that the question has, Lord has agreed to answer. That is why Bhagavad Gita has been made. Otherwise, it would have been a fiction. When king was in difficulty, the Lord came and he told him, keep fight. That is not the case. The backdrop is created to point to the very fundamental question that everyone faces. Do I, whatever I do I do it correctly? Is it the purpose of my life, or is there any other purpose? And this question will come to whom? To only him who is thinking of what he is doing and what he should be doing. Senor ubhayor madhye. Unless you are between the two, the good and the bad, the prayas and the shreyas, should I or shouldn't I? Those who are not thinking, they are not in Senor ubhayor madhye, Bhagavad Gita is not meant for them. Somewhere down the line, you need to wait and think what I am doing is right or not. We feel we have conquered the world by attending small things in the material world that we don't even pay attention that I should be thinking whether what I'm doing is the purpose of my life or not. Just because the father did it, grandfather did it, I also did it, he got married, I got married, he had children, I had children, he struggled for his children, I struggled for my children. Is this the purpose of life or some other different? And if this is the purpose of life, then why is it that person like Guru Deva left everything and did a different purpose of life? He is right or I am right? Somewhere the thinking has to come. Guru Nanak Maharaj says, जीत जीतते उम्र गुजारी अब तो हार फकीरा. बहुत हो गए, conquered so many things, now lose. जीते दा मुल लाख कोडिया, हारे दा मुल हीरा. If you lose here in this world, you will get a diamond. But if you win in this world, you will get Kaudiya. Kaudi, temporary value. If this is the case, then such a Gudakesh and Parantapa has come to a situation. The one who is Gudakesh and Parantapa has landed in despondency. What to talk of us? That is why a Sufi says, Sadma, Jakham, pain, a deep pain inflicted by thoughts is necessary for somebody to arise. Kathopanishad says, arise, awake. Some of them need a kick to get out of the sleep. Some of them, just by saying, hello, please get up, that is enough. Depends on the state that we are in. But the fact is, we need to get up. After the one who is get up, the one who is Gudakesh and Parantapa still will land in issue. Why? Because in those arduous journeys, there are points where even the most ardent sadhaka is going to feel wobbly. Arjuna is feeling wobbly at the moment, deluded by the swoon, the sleep, not understanding what to do. So now he is asking, to whom he is asking? to the Rishikesha. He's Lord of the senses, and the problem of Arjuna is what to do with the senses. Indriyanam Shokam, and he's directly gone. You have a problem with your appendix, you go to a surgeon, you can't go to a pediatrician. Arjuna had a specific problem, so he went. That means unless you have a problem of this type, you can't go to God. So whenever we go under the garb of our so-called prayers, Bhagwan, 1 kilo laddu chadhaunga, you give me this, is an utter foolishness of highest order. I will give laddu to Bhagwan. He gave such a big laddu called Prithvi here, and we are giving small laddu to him. This is not Bhagwan. Bhagwan says, Tera laddu tujhe mubarak. What he's asking is specific. Indriyanam Shokam Uchoshanam. And he's gone to whom? The one who is Lord of the senses, Rishikesha. And he's also Govinda. Govinda. The one who has been perennially controlling the earth, the creation. So naturally the Indriyas come under the part of that, whatever is created. Indriyas are also created. Jada hai. So jada ka jo chetan hai, the chetan one who controls the jada. So that means the right symptom. The patient is having correct symptom and he has recognized his symptom. First of all, he has recognized that he's sick. Arjuna has realized that I am not well. Second, he has realized what is my issue, my symptom. Symptom clear hona chahiye, and then you know where to go. And gone to a doctor precisely meant for those symptoms. So, Sanjaya, Vyas Maharshi, through Sanjaya, has painted a beautiful picture. And Swamiji appreciates that. He gives his kudos to Vyas Muni, saying that how beautifully these words have been organized. Rishikesha, Govinda versus Parantapa Gudakesha, and then he says Tushnim. Tushnim. Gurudev speaks little here on Tushnim. In English, there is a word called airy silence. You know the difference between silence and airy silence. Stunned. Airy silence is a place, a situation where you just don't think anything. You just withdraw. Withdraw from the world, withdraw from the senses, withdraw from everything because you don't know what to do. It's like a person who is midway between a flowing river and looking at either side of the banks, but not doing anything. Gurudev says it is an attitude of mental and physical quietness. Vishada Parinama, one who is stunned by the situation and lost all the sense of control over and awareness of what is immediately happening around him. Again, Gurudev says, this is being said to Bharata, Dhritarashtra, to avoid the last time conflict. We have two situations. Be wise Dhritarashtra and avoid the war. Or be right Arjuna and face the war. When it has come to the situation where wise Dhritarashtra is no more prevailing, the right Arjuna has to come forward and go ahead with the karmam that is to be done. Viveka is discriminating between the prayers and the shreyas. If I have not selected the prayers and I go off for the shreyas, I don't have to fight. The issue is I have selected the prayers, I have become first Dhritarashtra, so my Arjuna now has to come out to do the duty so that I get out of the clutches of prayers. So an attempt has been made of howsoever feeble. This is the last call that the conscience gives when we are committing a mistake. Sanjaya inside us gives that last friend call, please don't do this. Even now there is time. Nothing is lost. Still you can work. Still you have the ability to stop the calamity. Unfortunately, इस घट अंदर अनहत बाजे, इसी में उठत गुहारा. From inside the anahata naad is coming. But we don't listen to that. That sound comes from inside saying that, look, you're 50 now, you're 40, you're 60. The drums are already beating. Yama is calling. Yama has started moving the noose in his hand. Anytime he can throw it. You're looking forward on your right, on your back. There is somebody black colored with horns sitting on a bull or ox coming towards you. You're not aware of it. Kaun thagwa nagariya lootal ho. There is a thief about to rob your city called Shariram, but you are not aware of it. It is high time that you get out of that, but even that last call also is not heard. After listening all the arguments of Arjuna, after knowing what he is going through, which situation he is going through, a Gudakesha Parantapa stature person coming with absolute antarik ichha to know the solution, ardent desire. Arjuna is in a Vishada, but at the same time, he has ardent desire to know the solution to the problem. Our problem is we don't know there is a problem. If we consider that it is a problem, then we say, Chalta rehta hai, duniya hai, it is how this is going to happen. Never bother. Why? Botheration requires intellectual exercise. Ask any common person that the solution to your problem is in Upanishads. He'll say, Sir, 200 रुपया दे दो, मेरा काम हो जाएगा. Temporary solutions. They are ordinary mortals, not extraordinary mortals like Arjuna. Now that he has done completion of his kaifiyat, he has submitted the application. The last one statement in mantra, the Sanjaya says and gives the stage dais to the judge. Lord Krishna, tam uvacha Hrishikeshaha prahasan iva bharata. Prahasan. So Rishi said, loud, cryptic smile. Loud smile because prakarshena word is there. If you go by etymological science, yes. But the commentators prefer to use the word a smile, which is as if, prasana eva, as if he is smiling. And as if smile is a cryptic smile. And Lord is famous for the smile. Time and again we have seen that. If one can decipher the smile on Lord Krishna's face, the life is deciphered. Because the same smile was there when Yashoda Mata was shown certain miracles. Same smile was there when Chanura Mardhanam was done. Same smile was there when Indra came down to ask him that, what are you trying to do? How are you trying to control the rains? The same smile was there when Radha said that, what will happen if you leave me? The same smile was there on the battlefield also, and the same smile was there when the arrow came and shoot, knowing fully well for who has shot it. So this smile is very difficult to decipher. So this being his own Krishna smile, and Prahasana Eva, why Prahasana Eva? Children come to us and they said, Daddy, this toy is broken. I'm so disappointed. Can you please fix it again? We don't say that, how the hell you did. We just smile at him, knowing fully well, ye kaun sa toy? What is he talking about? It is nothing actually, but okay, now that you say, I will join and give it to you. That is Prahasana. As if a mistake of a child. And why why the Lord feels that it could be a mistake of a child? Because only a master can feel it that way. For in front of an Amara immortal, when an extraordinary mortal is standing, it is like a father-child relationship. So tam uvacha Hrishikeshaha prahasana iva bharata senor ubhayor madhye vishidantam. This is second time senor ubhayor madhye vishidantam has come. What it means is you cannot have Vishad unless you are between Senor Ubhayo, Preyas and Shreyas, in between that. Gurudev called it good and bad. Unless you are there, Vishidantam, Vishada, Shad. Shad is Shok. The word English word sad has come from the same. Vishidantam, Vachaha. Now he is ready to say the Bhagavad Gita's nectar to the one who is between the two senas and a despondent who is asking for Indriya Shoka, drying up the Indriya Shoka, who says, I am a Shishya and I have surrendered to you. These many criteria are complete or required for the Lord to come here in our heart and start telling us, the Dhi, that do this. Buddhi ka adhisthata, the one who is adhisthata of the Buddhi should come in the Buddhi. We have already forced him out and we are sitting there. When this kind of situation is there, then it goes without saying that how the Buddhi will work. Manushya Buddhi and Chetasa Buddhi. We are Laghu Chetasam. Laghu. Alpa Buddhi. One of the criteria of Jiva is Alpa Buddhi, Alpadnya. We are Alpadnya. Alpadnya? Alpa Buddhi. With Alpa Buddhi, big issues cannot be solved. This Alpa Buddhi is enough to become engineer, doctor, earn money, make marriage. It requires Alpa Buddhi. Vyapta Buddhi you require for what Gurudeva did in that Himalayas. ये औरों की बस की बात नहीं है. It requires a person of stature. To gain the stature, one has to become Arjuna. To become Arjuna, we have to practice sadhana to an extent that we become Gudakesha and Parantapa. After becoming Gudakesha and Parantapa, a question comes which makes us very despondent. That question is a time when Swami Vivekananda, in spite of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, was constantly feeling dejected. नहीं हो रहा है, dejected नहीं हो रहा है. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. What is the point in keeping the body if that question is not getting solved? Buddha almost got emaciated, crawled on his 4 limbs. But for the milk that was given by Sujata, he would have died also. Why? That question is not yet answered. My Vishada, that Vishada. When that happens, then Lord starts speaking. So the stage is set for the Lord to tell. Question is, stage is set, next Friday will come and we will start talking about what Lord said. But are we set at the stage where we start listening to the Lord? Do we deserve? Are we in the shoes of Arjuna to go to the next mantra? This is the thought. On remembrance of Gurudeva, this is what needs to be thought. What a different situation Gurudeva landed in, for whose solution he went where, and what situation I am, and what solution that I am seeking now. Bhagavan, mujhe isse bari kar do. Let the virus get over, let this get over, let my job in, let my money come. Is this Vishadantam, Vishidantam? खाक की चीज है, dust as they call it. Sufi calls it खाक. That is why Lord is now going to give keshar, saffron. We are asking for tobacco. So 10th, 11th mantra onwards, introspection is required to know whether I have reached to the pedestal of Arjuna, so that by the time I reach 18th Adhyaya, I shall also be a changed person like Arjuna. Our problem is, after 18th, again the first Adhyaya. Gurudeva did not need to read. Why? He went exactly as per the Adhyaya. By 18th Adhyaya, he was done. The difference between approaching Bhagavad Gita is something worth noting. And all this because we want to intactly keep what we are doing now and then approach Bhagavad Gita. I like my car, I like my family, I like everything I want to do, I want to enjoy, I want to go through pain and feelings, everything, and yet I want to be a student in the class of Bhagavad Gita. Some of them do it just because you need to have one thing with you. I have a car, I have a wife, I have a college degree, and I have a satsanga also, and I have a Gurudev also. Some of them do it for discussion purpose. Do you know that every Friday I go and oh, it's very enlightening and very what enlightening, sir? It is meant for me. It is not for telling others. It is for my own thing. If I'm not doing it that way, then I am a theistic hypocrite, as Swami Vivekananda calls us. It is better to be a theist. नहीं मैं सत्संग नहीं करता. Why? I'm still not meant for it. That's a better admission than I'm always there. Balaji Tirupati twice a year, Vaishno Devi once a year. This is not it is. Today is Gurudeva's remembrance, so time to introspect. And that is why Gurudeva, while giving commentary on this, now he's in the elaboration of commentary, Gurudeva has given his side back to Sanjaya. He says, thus standing between the two forces, the good and the bad, arrayed in the battle of death, Arjuna the Jiva, Rupaka Alankar. Virodhabhas was done by, as an Alankar by Sanjaya. Gurudeva is giving back by metaphor, analogy. Arjuna the Jiva, Lord the discriminative intellect. Gurudeva has defined Lord, subtler discriminative intellect. In other words, moment our intellect becomes subtler and discriminative. It is right now gross, dull-witted, gross, and discriminative it is not. So there is no viveka. So that is the charioteer. That means right now our charioteer is whom? The mind. So only when that Sarathi is there, then he holds back the 5 horses called 5 senses. Chariot is the body. And then under perfect control, then the stunned and confused ego, stunned and confused, Tushni Babhuva is Arjuna. Jiva graduated to stunned and confused ego. When the perfect control of horses, the Indriyas is there, that is the time the supreme intellect, the Bhagavan takes the shape of supreme intellect, which is discriminative and subtler in nature, and then guides us. Penetrating intelligence, sharp intelligence, Kshurasya Dhara. Kshurasya Dhara. This is the sword of the blade of the sword. And of course, Gurudeva says, Kathopanishada has adorned Bhagavad Gita, and so much has been borrowed by Vyasa from there. Atmanam Ratnam Vidhi, Shridam Ratamevatu, Buddhi tu Sarathim Vidhi Mana Pragraham Evacha, Indriyanam Hayanam Ahu, Vishayasteshu Gocharan, Atmendriya Manoyuktam Bhokte Ityahur Manishinaha. Manishinaha, the wise people are saying that this is how the life runs. Clear cut, precisely each function has been described. Most of the speakers spoke beautifully on this. If this is the situation, then Gurudev says, the last paragraph is where Gurudev has scored ultimate victory here. He says, the ego, Arjuna, in its dejection, sits back into the body of chariot. After throwing down all the instruments of egocentric activity, the Gandiva Dhanushya, our egocentric activity has to be first surrendered. सबसे पहले तो ये जानना चाहिए, whatever I am doing is Lord's. मेरा मुझ में कुछ नहीं, जो कछु है तेरा, तेरा तुझको सौंप दो, क्या लागे है मेरा. If it is his, then the surrender becomes better and complete. Such a Gandiva who has surrendered, the sense organs, the white horses, are held back well under control by the pulled in reins, the mind. The mind has to be pulled in. Then the charioteer, the pure intellect, would lend the ego a divine strength and guide to the ultimate victory and success over the greater forces of adharma. The whole process has been so beautifully magnified by Gurudeva. What needs to be done, how it should be done, this is the core of sadhana. Rest everything, ghanti bajana, taliya bajana, arti karna, all secondary. As Vivekananda calls such things, that rest everything is secondary. It's not that it is without mulya, but it is secondary. Primary, core thing is this. Core thing is control the senses. Sanyatendriya. Control the mind. And then what is the guarantee? If I do this, I will get it. Have Shraddha. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam sanyatendriya. Control the mind, control the senses. Then where do you take them? Surrender it into the Lord's feet. Govinda. When it goes to Govinda's feet, anybody who touches this to the Govinda's feet is never neglected by Govinda. Why? Because he knows that this chap is now what? He is an orphan. How orphan? He doesn't have senses. An orphan is always taken care by the mother. So the mother says, he doesn't have his own senses. He is not using his mind. Let me tell him. Let me give him the strength of my milk. That is divine strength. And when Lord's blessings, you all know that Srijansilata, creation, maintenance, that is sustenance of the world, destruction, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and there is Vigraha, Tirodhanata, and Nigraha. 5 functions are there for 5 Bhagavans. Tirodhana, who is doing? The Vigraha, Shakti, Jagdamba, Mata, Kalima, Tripura Sundari, she does that. And Anugraha through Ganesha, it is this Anugraha that comes here. When he says, when Gurudeva says divine guide, divine strength comes, means Lord himself gives the divine strength. Through whom? Through the Anugraha. Anugraha Devata, Ganesha. So Pancha Devatas, like a palm. Satchit Ananda Swarupa is this, and these 5 are Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, Anugraha, Vigraha, that is Shakti, and Vigraha is Ganesha. Then the strength comes, and with such a divine strength, howsoever powerful may be the forces of adharma, they are overcome by the dharma. That is why dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Then the dharma comes for our protection, because be protected of dharma. You bow down for 1 centimeter, dharma comes down by 10 centimeters. It is a mutual reciprocation of the forces of positivity. So with such intense vishada, with clear-cut discriminative faculties, having complete faith in the Lord, having lived the life of purity, having studied through discriminative intellect, what is my nature? When I become Arjuna, in fact, in Bhagavad Gita, our first role, bhumika, is to become Arjuna. Because this Arjuna who is despondent, when he comes to this stage, Lord always comes. When Gurudeva required a guru, arrangement was already done. It may look that this incident happened, that incident happened, and ultimately, why not in Bengal, why not in Kerala, why not in Maharashtra, why not in Andhra? No, go to Uttarkashi. Why? Lord is sitting there in the name of Tapovan Maharaj. Have you become Arjuna? Deva became Arjuna. When he became Arjuna, Lord says, come to me. Then what happened? Then the Shishya and Guru became one. Tapovana became Chinmaya, Chinmaya became Tapovana. Why? Because Lord has taken the sadhaka bhakta in the bosom. So how can you have 2 then? Vibhakta? No, bhakta. So who spoke? Gurudeva spoke, or Tapovan Maharaj spoke? Or Tapovan Maharaj Guru spoke? Or his Guru spoke? All of them spoke. Why? All of them are one. Pragalpa Chetasa. That is why even today the commentary is resonating, Gunjana, resonating in the ears. And that is how the whole process has been described in this too. Lots of arguments were given, descriptions were given, but slowly you must have seen that Arjuna started concentrating the arguments. Initially it was the name of the Shankha, the people, then my Matula, my Pitamaha, this, that, ultimately. Then slowly started coming towards abstract questions, but questions of enormous relevance. And that is why in the last 2 shlokas, seventh, eighth, and then the seventh, eighth shloka, he said precisely what I want. He told to Lord. He said, now he didn't ask about war. He asked about Indriya Shoka. He put everything into a gist. So if our main question is Indriya Shoka and Uchchatan of sensuous world, and if you are feeling through discrimination, despondent about it, then and then only the Lord will be avatarita. Otherwise, keep doing the consciential, keep doing the conscious, keep clapping for the aratis. Samartha Ramdas in Dasbodha at one place says, Lord exactly does what you do. And even he says that you try to wink at Lord, he will wink at you. Why? He reciprocates. Jaisa bhav, taisa de. What a bhav we have, that they will reciprocate. This bhav of despondency, prapannata, sharanagati, shishyatva, real inside feeling, this is then commented by Lord's coming. And that coming is going to start. How it is going to start? With a smile on the face, as if the father is giving advice to the child. And that is why now one has to really girdle up, as they call it. Girdle up your loins. Why? Bhagavad Gita is going to start. The most purest advice is going to start. The indriyas have to be in the most receptive mood. The mind has to be in most receptive situation. The intellect has to be made very sharp. Why? Lord is going to speak from next Friday. He speaks every moment, but I'm going to listen it next Friday. Hari Om.